Tonight, it was a special honor shared with friends and family back here at home. And it has been a night to remember, especially for the 2,500 athletes from around the world who have gathered in Torino. Good evening, I'm Carol Meekins.
And I'm Mike Goucher. The night began with a spark of passion. That's the name of this inline skating team. The members raced around the stadium with flames shooting from the back of their helmets.
The lighting of the Olympic cauldron went off with a bang. An Italian cross-country gold medalist set off a series of fireworks that ended with the Olympic flame burning bright.
Maybe the most unusual part of tonight's ceremony was the choice of music. Did you catch that? It was a disco lover's dream. 70s tunes like Funky Town and YMCA greeted the athletes as they entered the stadium. Our Vince Petrano is at the Pettit Ice Center in Milwaukee. Joins us live now. Vince, quite a show and quite an honor tonight for Chris Witty.
Yeah, Mike, this is a building, as you know, where Olympians are made. So what a perfect place for people to come together and share this moment with Chris Witty, a woman who grew up not too far from here. The room erupted when Witty appeared, feeling her pride from half a world away.
Different for us because the others, we were there and you were in a whole different environment, but it's cool, it's neat. Spend it, and I'm glad we got to get together and everybody was here. It was awesome.
Family, friends, and fellow skaters packed a room at the Pettit National Ice Center to share the moment.
Well, it's cool. I mean, it's how many millions of people are watching. I mean, yeah, it's cool.
While Witty enjoys Olympic glory,
yeah, it is really good for the sport.
other skaters here have their eyes on the prize.
It's inspiring to see the whole opening ceremonies and see who's there. And we have been talking about how it's different when you know people who are there personally. It makes it more exciting and feel more real, I guess.
The Olympics were real 4 times for Nancy Swider-Peltz. She knows what it means to watch Witty lead the team.
I think it says a lot for our sport. It says a lot for the individual. I mean, this sport has been an example of the individual fighting their way to the top.
That was awesome. That was just wonderful. That was almost better than the medals. Well, maybe not, but it was pretty close.
And what about the prospect for medals in this Witty's 5th Olympics? She's not necessarily favored to win. However, most of the people I know who know her skating say that she could rise up at any time and skate the race of her life, so they certainly do not count her out. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Vince Petrano, today's TMJ4. Mike and Carol.
One thing, Vinny, she doesn't have mono like she did last time. I mean, you know, that's a good thing in itself.
And that's something that they point out. I mean, there was a place where she was so unlikely to win, and she rose up in that situation. So certainly everybody thinks that she does have a shot.
Well, no matter what, she's a winner with us. Vince Petrano joining us live from the Pettit National Ice Center. Thank you very much. We're also keeping a close eye on all of our Wisconsin athletes, including speed skater Tucker Fredericks. The 21-year-old is the youngest member of the men's speed skating team. Tonight, his parents, Dan and Sean Fredericks, watched the opening ceremony from their home in Janesville. They will be leaving for Italy tomorrow, just in time to see Tucker complete on Monday.
I can't wait to get there. I just want to give Tucker a hug and be there and be part of it.
And Tucker Fredericks has definitely had an exciting day because this is a picture of him with First Lady Laura Bush. She met with Tucker and the other U.S. athletes right before the opening ceremony began. Nearly 20 Wisconsin athletes are competing in the games, and tomorrow Molly Engstrom takes the ice with the U.S. hockey team. Engstrom is from the town of Siren in northwest Wisconsin and played hockey for UW-Madison. The women's hockey team takes on Switzerland, and you can watch that game live at 11 a.m. local time on the USA Network. Now, if you're staying up late, watch for ski jumper Clint Jones, a native of Monroe. The Normal Hill qualifying competition begins at 11 p.m. right here on today's TMJ4.
Well, for the athletes, tonight was a chance to soak up the Olympic atmosphere.
Fireworks, music, dancing, disco dancing, and that was just the beginning. Leon Gregg is in Torino, Italy, and has a recap of tonight's big event.
It was a spectacle of fire and ice. An Italian extravaganza worthy of the country that gave us Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci.
Basically the essence of what Italy is, to the Ferrari, to Pavarotti, to just about anything. It was beautiful, and it went beyond any expectation.
Among those on hand to enjoy the opening ceremony was First Lady Laura Bush, who offered the American team her support and encouragement.
I know what an honor it is to be able to win a spot, earn a spot on the Olympic team. Your achievement is the culmination of years of hard work and sweat.
But one key American athlete will be headed home from Torino without even one day of competition.
This is obviously the biggest setback I've ever had in my career.
Skeleton team member Zach Lund was suspended from these Olympics for using a hair restoration product that officials say can also act as an agent to mask steroids.
It's obvious that I'm not a cheater. They admitted I'm not a cheater, but it doesn't mean I'm going to the games this week.
But despite Lund's suspension and disappointment, the games will go on and 16 days of top-level competition remain before this flame will go out.
The Americans, of course, got a standing ovation, a round of applause all the way around the stadium. This is one of the jackets that they wore. You may remember this hat from the Salt Lake City Games. The beret became very popular. Everybody wanted to have it. This is the new beret for these games. And, of course, 2 more weeks of competition that gets underway tomorrow. Carol, Mike?
Leanne, the reception for the Americans, as you point out, was very warm tonight. You know, Italy got a huge round of applause, obviously, but the U.S. was very warmly received.
Absolutely. And Chris Witty, of course, from your area, she was beaming. She was so excited to carry the flag in for her country. She said it was such an honor for the Americans to elect her for that great honor.
Real pleasure to watch. Leanne Gregg joining us live from Torino. Thank you very much. The competition gets underway tomorrow. Now, to find out when your favorite event is on, go to the Olympic Zone at today'stmj4.com.
We are following some brake hydraulics, but the pilot was able to land safely at Juneau Airport in Dodge County.
Longtime Wisconsin Senator William Proxmire was remembered in a special memorial service at the state capitol today.
He shared his life with us. He dedicated his life to us. And for that, the entire state of Wisconsin will forever be grateful.
During his 30 years as a U.S. Senator, Proxmire fought government waste by handing out his Golden Fleece Awards. He died in December at the age of 90. A Milwaukee charter school will reopen Monday. The New Hope Institute of Science and Technology at 35th and Center was closed today because of an insurance problem. However, that problem has been fixed and classes will resume Monday. 6 University of Wisconsin chancellors will be getting pay raises of at least $7,500 this summer. The Board of Regents approved the increases today. They say those higher salaries are needed to find the best leaders. The 6 chancellors would be guaranteed minimum salaries of $176,000. Other UW chancellors will get smaller raises.
Well, a fairly decent night around here tonight. Not real cold outside.
Felt pretty mild. Yeah. John Milan joins us with our first forecast. An unusual winter, that's all I can say.
The gold in Salt Lake City, and she is absolutely thrilled to be carrying the flag.
It's an amazing team to be part of, but to lead them into the opening ceremonies, I'm thrilled, and I can't imagine a bigger honor than this.
The other returning gold medalist, speed skater Casey Fitz-Randolph of Verona, won the 500 in Salt Lake City, thought about retiring, but came back one more time, and his experience may propel him back onto the medal stand.
I remember crossing that line, and when I finally realized I had won, I felt a huge sense of relief, like a weight had been lifted, that, you know, that I had finally won the gold medal that I always felt I was capable of winning.
Kip Carpenter of Brookfield won bronze in the 500 in Salt Lake City, so don't be surprised if he scores big in Torino. Catherine Rainey of Elm Grove will be competing in her 3rd Olympics. Derek Parra was a surprise gold and silver medalist 4 years ago. He's not a Wisconsin native, but he has lived and worked here for years, so we claim him as one of our own. Same with Shawnee Davis, from Chicago, but his coach is from Milwaukee. Davis could medal in 5 events. Tucker Fredericks of Janesville is the new kid from Wisconsin. It's his first Olympics, so nobody really expects him to medal, but who knows? Kelly Akowitz is from Waukesha. Her mom, Sheila Young, won gold, silver, and bronze medals in 1976. Her dad is a former Olympic cyclist, Jim Akowitz, so she certainly got the athletics in her genes. Women's hockey player Molly Engstrom is from tiny Siren, Wisconsin, played for the Badgers. Sean DeGunn played goalie at Madison. 3-time Olympic captain Chris Chelios played for the Badgers, along with Brian Rafalski and Danny Heatley. Maureen Brunt is a curler from Portage. And Chris Cook is a cross-country skier from Rhineland. Now, they won't all come home with medals, but they certainly will represent their country and Wisconsin extremely well.
Yes, and certainly Wisconsin is proud of them. Winter Olympics always exciting, but I think especially so when you've got so many athletes from our state performing on the world stage.
It really is neat. I love that music.
It is exciting.
It gets me going.
They're pumped up. We're all pumped up. Ready to go. Starts Monday.
Thanks.
Tomorrow.
The flag bearer is Cruz, the defending Olympic gold medalist and world record holder.
On the Winter Games version XX. Tomorrow's competition features speed skating, women's hockey, and ski jumping. And Sunday, there are those that want Bodie Miller to soar and others that want him to crash and burn. The Mount that roars, this downhill skier loves controversy. This week, he ripped the Olympic Village, instead preferring to stay in his own RV.
That athlete village is really, in a lot of ways, for competition, it's not a healthy living environment. It's just not good.
Well, this guy is going to supply me material for weeks, and now a teammate is firing back and sick of Bodie's act.
I'll come right out and say it. I fully disagree with Bodie Miller's tactics. He is, he's a horrible spokesman for this sport. The U.S. ski team does not operate in the way that he mentions. And I disagree with his philosophy on almost every issue.
Oh, this is going to really get good. One of the local athletes that has flown under the radar, Waukesha native and Pius graduate Ellie Okowitz. She'll skate in the 500 and 1,000-meter races.
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really strong, especially this week. A couple weeks ago I wasn't feeling on top of it, but I had no concern. We had the World Championships a couple weeks ago. It didn't go so well, but it's all in preparation for this next couple races coming up at the Olympics. Kind of have to make some sacrifices, and I'm feeling really great right now.
Okowitz skates in the 500 on Tuesday, the 1,000 on Sunday, the 19th. Coming up, who says you can't go back home? The Brown Deer Bomber honored at his old high school. That's next in the Full Court Press. Frenzy with your sexy body. Now on to the real ice action. Jordan Tutu just called up from Nashville. This Predator can hunt. A big goal to give the Ads a 3-2 win over Iowa. And during the Olympics, you gotta love the Cinderella story, so no one better to deliver that than Bill Murray, who has a Caddyshack moment at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Cinderella story, out of nowhere, a former greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion.
You're not going to believe this one.
No. It looks like a miracle.
Cinderella story. It's in the hole.
It's in the hole! It's in the hole!
I'm just impressed nobody yelled, Noonan! That's it for sports. Back to Lauren Wano.